Hello, and thank you so much for your interest in my RISE program and my Metabolic Mac program. I'm Carrie Pratt, and I'm really glad that you're here. However, if you are here, it likely means that something in your health isn't where you want it to be. Maybe your energy is low, maybe your metabolism feels off, or you're not sleeping, or maybe you just don't feel yourself anymore. And I want you to know that you are in absolutely the right place. In this quick webinar, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to the RISE and the Metabolic Map programs, and I'm going to show you some results and tell you how you can contact me if you're interested in more information. Both these programs work to uncover what's actually holding your body back from feeling, functioning, and performing the way that it should. Because the truth is, most people aren't lacking effort. They're lacking the right strategy for their body, and that's what these programs give you, the right strategy for your body. So, as you listen, I invite you to start thinking about your own health, where you are right now, how you've been feeling, and what you want to be different. So let's dive in. The RISE Method program is designed to help heal and balance your metabolism. So let's take a deeper look at it. So why is that important? Well, your metabolism affects your health on many levels. It has impacts on your physical health. It has impacts on your energy levels, your weight management, and your hormone balance. It has impact on your emotional well-being, from mood regulation to cognitive functioning to stress resilience. And signs of imbalance can often be fatigue, weight fluctuations, hormone disruptions and mood swings, difficulty concentrating, or even experiencing brain fog. The man who helped design the tests that create the food plans for this program says that everybody is able to produce all the necessary hormones and enzymes which are essential for a well-balanced metabolism when supplied with all the required building blocks through appropriate nutrition. And I have to tell you, I have worked for decades on clients through acupuncture, energy medicine, food and nutrition, and other healing modalities, and I have never seen the results that I'm just getting in the first month on this program. And it's literally just food. So I want to show you some of these results. Here's one of my program participants. She's 74 years old, and in 1 month on the RISE program, she lost 20 pounds. She had a knee replacement surgery she canceled. She doesn't have any more back pain. She sleeps through the night, and she's got so much more increased energy that she feels like she can go to her job as a home care companion, and she doesn't have any exhaustion throughout the day. So you can see this is just 1 month on the program. So she's actually lost up to 30 pounds now, but in 1 month from September 28th, 2025 to October, you can see the difference in her health and in her body. So for those of you that know me, you might recognize that this is my experience on the RISE program. So after about 3 months on the RISE program, I had lost 20 pounds. I now easily fall asleep at night. It used to be I was sitting in bed looking at the ceiling. My husband would go to sleep really quickly, and I would sit there for probably 45 minutes to an hour. So I was no longer having trouble falling asleep at night after this program. I had no more insomnia, which is part of that, but it was also like waking in the night and being stressed in the middle of the night. I'm just sleeping through the night. There's none of that anymore. I don't have any more acid reflux, so I'm no longer waking up in the middle of the night with the acid reflux or waking up in the morning with postnasal drip or that weird kind of like sensation in my throat. At 3 p.m., I am happy to go and do whatever. I don't want to take a nap, or I don't need to reach for chocolate, or I don't feel exhausted. And I want to be social. That's been a huge change. It used to be that people would want me to come out to dinner, or there would be something going on at my kid's school at night, and I just was like, ugh, please, I really don't want to do that. I don't have those thoughts anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like, that's been a huge quality of life change for me. And I also have more energy and more intentionality and able to interact with my kids and feel good about it rather than like thinking, oh, I've got to go interact with my kids. It's important. Right now it's like I just do it. It's not a big deal. And then I think I mentioned that dizziness before. When I'd bend over and tie my shoes, I'd have dizziness when I got back up, and I'm not experiencing that anymore. Here's another client of mine, a 44-year-old male who lost 25 pounds. He had acid reflux as well, so that was a huge change for him. He does not have that anymore, so he's no longer having to take medication for that. He has increased energy throughout the day. This guy works like crazy. He is always working and was incredibly stressed. And so he was coming to me probably once a week for energy work and acupuncture, and was just not able to keep his energy up in order to do the things that he needed to do. And he's got 4 children as well. And so now he doesn't even really come to me anymore, only occasionally. And it's been a real change because he's no longer have energy challenges. He's better able to deal with the stress of his job. And he keeps mentioning that, like, he goes to the gym now and he's able to lift so much more with a lot less fatigue, and his system and his muscles recover a lot more easily. So all good things in this program are happening for people as they move through it. Here's another female client of mine who she wasn't really looking to lose weight, but I just wanted to show you how we were tracking some of her symptoms. And a lot of the symptoms that we see change are things that have to do with inflammation, concentration, pain, just general energy. So her brain fog went from a 6, 10 being the worst, 0 being none. So at the beginning of the program, she reported that brain fog was around a 6, and 2 months later on the program, it was a 1. She went from a 6 with difficulty concentrating to a 1. Her energy is picking up from going from a 6 to a 3, and the lack of stamina from a 6 to a 2. And she's no longer waking sluggish. She reported poor sleep as an 8, and now she's at a 3, and insomnia as a 7, and now at a 3. So she's seeing these changes too. And then she was having pain in her joints and pain in her back, and those have reduced significantly from a 7 to a 2, from a 4 to a 1. The bloating and constipation has changed. The postnasal drip has changed. Even her sinus issues, which were chronic. And what I'm not showing you here is I ask people, are they having it always, often, or rarely? And a lot of the symptoms that she was reporting at the onset were always or often. And now at the 2-month mark, she's having them rarely. So they're still there, but they're not showing up nearly as frequently. Her mood has changed, so she's no longer as moody. Her lack of motivation has changed, and she has a breast lipoma that she said was about the size of a pea, and it was constantly there. And now it's the size of like the tip of a pen. She can barely feel it, and some days she doesn't feel it at all. And so that's been a big change for her. She even had a change in her glaucoma score. She feels like her eyes are seeing better, and her score went down. So I don't know if that's the program or if that was just a general fluctuation, but that was a big win for her. And we've been tracking that and thinking that's a really nice thing to have a change in, because it's, again, inflammation. We are changing inflammation. We're healing the metabolism. The body is better able to support its health because it's got all the nutrients it needs. The other thing, she would wake up and have twitches in her side. And so that was happening every day at a 6. And now she's reporting it as rarely at a 1. So it's not always about weight loss. It's about inflammation. It's about how you feel in your life. It's about how you want to feel moving forward. And, this client's a good indicator of showing how the health improves. It's not just weight. It's overall health. So here's a little bit of data just to show blood numbers. So this is over a 3-month period for both of these people. So from 199 to 169 for total cholesterol. Triglycerides, 94 going down to 54. LDL going from 126 to 108, and glucose going from 88 to 76. This person had a total cholesterol of 269, and she went down to 174. So that's a big drop in just 3 months. And it can often mean the difference between having to be on medication and not being on medication. Her triglycerides went from 70 to a 56. So that's the fat in the blood. LDL from 191 to 109. And then her glucose, we didn't get, this was a doctor performed blood test 3 months later, not one of my tests. So I didn't get her glucose score to see how that had changed. So what do these programs look like from a food standpoint? This is a sample menu. This is not going to be your menu. You can't take this menu and decide you're going to eat like this, because every single program is individually created for you, which means that your proteins are going to be different, your weights are going to be different, your fruits are going to be different. It's all going to be individual to you. But you'll see that you have these laid out as suggestions for meals. So, choose a meat, choose vegetables, and you will get lists of meats and vegetables. Choose legumes, choose vegetables, choose a fruit, choose a bread. So just as an understanding of, okay, what is this program going to look like? You will get this menu sheet, and then you will plug and play. So you'll have different yogurts that you can put in, or different fish that you can choose from. And then you go out, you shop for, this fish, and then you have that fish, and you have vegetables, you have fruit, and you have bread. Some people don't get fruit, some people don't get bread. It just depends on your individual chemistry, your inflammation pathways, and what your body needs in order to balance. And that's what this program does. It balances your body. It gives you the nutrients that you're missing. So this is what's included in the RISE program. It is a 12-week, fully coached, supported program. You get a personalized blood chemistry analysis and a custom food blueprint. You get 13 weeks of group coaching sessions, as well as 3 private strategy calls with you when you need them. There is a RISE journal for tracking your progress. There's weekly check-in emails and surveys. There's a private community that you can reach out to for support. And I send you daily text messages for motivation so that you can keep moving on the track that we've set you on. But I also have bi-monthly movement classes to make sure that the body is moving, that you're breathing right, that everything is working as it should be. So it's really a comprehensive 12-week program. So the question is, when you think about something like this, is what is the real cost of staying unhealthy? So what does chronic inflammation do? It breaks down your body day after day. Poor sleep can leave you exhausted even before your day begins, or maybe at the end of the day, you're no longer able to think about socializing with people or going out. Low energy can steal your productivity, your confidence, your motivation. Joint pain can limit how you move, how you exercise, even how you live. Medications and doctor's visits, or even surgery, can become normal. And that's something that this country does a lot, is it focuses a lot on creating a solution through a drug. And I'm not saying this is not something that might be needed, but let's fix the system first and see what is actually needed. Let's fix the metabolism. Let's give you the nutrients that you need. Let's see what your body can do on its own before we go pushing medication. And then finally, staying unhealthy can really show up in missed experiences. Your body might not be able to keep up, or you just don't have the motivation to go. So if you found this quick webinar interesting and you want to learn more, I invite you to book a call with me. So you can either scan the QR code to the right here, or if you received a link in the email, you can click on that link and book a call and we can talk more about this. I hope you sign up. I look forward to having you in one of my programs, and enjoy your day.